Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Miss Julia's English Club. I'm Zara, your host, and okay, I am genuinely shaking with excitement right now. Like, literally, my hands.
Hey everyone, I'm Chris, and Zara, I haven't slept properly in 2 days because of this story. 2 days.
Same, because, okay, let's just say it. This week, this actual week in April 2026, NASA's Artemis II mission successfully sent 4 astronauts around the moon and brought them home safely. Humans went to the moon and came back. And I feel like not enough people are talking about how absolutely insane that is.
Insane is the right word because the last time humans went anywhere near the moon was Apollo 17, back in 1972. That is over 50 years ago. 50 years.
50 years. And think about what the world looked like in 1972. No internet, no smartphones, no GPS. The computers they used to navigate to the moon had less processing power than the phone in your pocket right now.
Which honestly makes the original moon missions even more impressive when you think about it that way. But also, Artemis II used technology that is so far beyond what Apollo had. And yet, humans still had to climb into a capsule, sit on top of an enormous rocket, and trust the whole thing to work.
That takes a level of courage I genuinely cannot wrap my head around. Like, I get nervous on a plane.
Same. Okay, so let's actually tell our listeners what happened because this is breaking news and it's worth going through properly.
Yes, so Artemis II, this was NASA's second mission in the Artemis program, which is America's program to return humans to the moon after more than 50 years. And crucially, this was the first crewed mission, the first time actual human beings flew on the Orion spacecraft.
Crewed, let's make sure we're clear on that word. A crewed mission means a mission with human crew on board, as opposed to an uncrewed or robotic mission, where there are no people, just instruments and technology.
And Artemis I, the first mission, was uncrewed. It was basically a test run. They sent the spacecraft around the moon with no people on board, just to make sure everything worked. And it did.
So Artemis II was the next step, sending real people, 4 astronauts, and they flew around the moon, not landing, but going closer to the lunar surface than any human has been since 1972, and then came back to Earth and splashed down in the ocean.
Splashdown. That phrase always gets me. Splashdown, when a spacecraft re-enters Earth's atmosphere and lands in the ocean. It's such a dramatic moment. The capsule comes screaming back through the atmosphere, temperatures outside hitting thousands of degrees, and then parachutes deploy and splash into the Pacific Ocean.
And crews of recovery ships are waiting there to fish them out, which imagine being the rescue diver whose job it is to swim out to a spacecraft that just came back from the moon. That's a job description like no other.
Honestly, and the 4 astronauts, they were in that capsule for 10 days. 10 days in space, orbiting the moon, eating space food, sleeping in zero gravity, doing experiments.
Zero gravity, or more accurately, microgravity. In space, you're not exactly weightless, gravity still exists, but because you're in constant freefall around the Earth or moon, everything feels weightless, so things float. You float, your food floats, every drop of water becomes a little floating ball.
Which sounds amazing for about 5 minutes and then probably deeply inconvenient.
Deeply inconvenient is right. But also the views. Zara, the images that came back from this mission, I was just sitting at my desk scrolling through them with my mouth open.
The Earth from space. There's actually a famous psychological phenomenon that astronauts experience when they see Earth from space for the first time. It's called the overview effect.
Oh, the overview effect. Tell us more.
So the overview effect is this profound shift in perspective that happens when humans see Earth from space. Astronauts describe it as suddenly understanding, really feeling how small and fragile and precious our planet is, how there are no borders visible from space, no lines dividing countries, just this beautiful blue marble hanging in black emptiness.
And they say it changes you permanently. You come back to Earth a different person, more environmentally aware, more committed to peace, less concerned with petty conflicts.
Which, honestly, given the state of the world right now, the idea of sending more world leaders to space doesn't sound like the worst idea.
Can we make that a policy? Okay, so beyond the sheer wonder of it, Why does Artemis matter? Like, why are we spending billions of dollars going back to the moon?
Such an important question, and there are actually several answers. The first is scientific. The moon holds enormous scientific value. There's water ice at the lunar poles, which could be a resource for future missions. There are minerals and elements that are rare on Earth. There's so much we still don't understand about the moon's geology and history.
And the moon's history is Earth's history in many ways. They formed together. Understanding the moon helps us understand our own planet.
Then there's the strategic argument, and this is one that doesn't get discussed enough. There's a kind of new space race happening between the United States, China, the European Space Agency, private companies like SpaceX. Whoever establishes a sustained presence on the moon first gains enormous scientific, economic, and potentially military advantages.
Space, the final frontier, is becoming geopolitical. That's a wild sentence to say out loud.
It really is. And then there's the long-term vision. Artemis isn't just about the moon. The moon is a stepping stone. The ultimate goal of NASA and several other space agencies is Mars, a crewed mission to Mars. And the moon is where we practice, where we develop the technology and the experience for that much longer, much harder journey.
Mars, a 6 to 9 month journey each way in a spacecraft, with no way to quickly return if something goes wrong. That is honestly terrifying and thrilling in equal measure.
Equal measure. I love that phrase. It means the same amount of two things, terrifying and thrilling in equal measure.
And I think that's kind of the essence of exploration, isn't it? It has always been both. Every great explorer in history faced that same mixture of terror and excitement.
Oh, and the Artemis program has another groundbreaking aspect we haven't mentioned yet. The next mission, Artemis II, aims to land humans on the moon, and it will include the first woman and the first person of color to walk on the lunar surface.
Which is historic, genuinely historic, because the 12 people who walked on the moon during Apollo, all 12 were white American men. The demographics of exploration are finally changing.
Finally, and representation matters in space too. When children around the world see an astronaut who looks like them standing on the moon, that changes what they believe is possible for themselves.
That's powerful.
Really powerful. Okay, vocabulary time, because we've had a stellar set of words today. Pun intended.
Stellar, meaning outstanding, but also literally relating to stars. Perfect. Okay, crewed mission versus uncrewed mission. With humans on board versus without.
Splashdown, the moment a spacecraft lands in the ocean after returning from space.
Microgravity, the condition in space where everything appears weightless because objects are in constant freefall.
The overview effect, the profound psychological shift astronauts experience when they see Earth from space for the first time.
Geopolitical, relating to politics, especially international relations, as influenced by geographical and strategic factors. Space is becoming geopolitical.
Stepping stone, something that helps you progress toward a larger goal. The moon is a stepping stone to Mars.
In equal measure, in the same amount, terrifying and thrilling in equal measure.
And groundbreaking, innovative, pioneering, doing something that has never been done before. The Artemis program is groundbreaking.
What a set! Really rich, really sophisticated, totally relevant to science, politics, history, and life in general.
Today's comment challenge, and this one is so fun. Here it is. If you could go to space, would you? Where would you want to go? The moon, Mars, or somewhere entirely different? And what do you think humanity should prioritize in space exploration?
Dream big with your answers. B1 and B2 write 5 to 7 sentences. Use words like stepping stone, groundbreaking, or in equal measure.
C1 and C2 make an argument. Try phrases like, from a scientific standpoint, one could argue that the resources allocated to space exploration would be better spent on, or the geopolitical implications of a sustained lunar presence are significant because.
We cannot wait to read those. This is going to be such a good comment section.
The best. Okay, if this episode gave you goosebumps because it gave me goosebumps, please share it. Send it to someone, because this is what's happening in the world this week, and this is how we talk about it in English.
Subscribe to Miss Julia's English Club right here on YouTube. New episode every single day, always on the freshest topics.
Like the video, hit the notification bell, and drop your answers in the comments. We are there.
For me, Chris.
And me, Zara, thank you for being part of Miss Julia's English Club. Look up at the moon tonight, and remember, humans were just there. See you tomorrow.